Right, hi guys, welcome back to the van. So this week we've got a bit of a build video for you, and it's all about my favourite subject, electrical. So it's going to be a bit of a build video. So Emily is around, but you know, there's not much point. But basically I want to show you guys this. So this is my new MBC, and it looks pretty cool in the wall like that. What it does, it runs off my Victron kit, and it monitors all the information that I get from my BMV and my MPPT is all in there. But it does a whole lot more than that. So I'm just going to run you guys through what it does, and then I will show you how I've installed it. So a bit backwards, but I think that will make more sense for you as you watch it, I think. Right, so this is a closer look at the unit. Best part of it, my logo is on it. But no, so it does show you, and what I've done is I've been crawling around underneath and I've knocked out the cable for the solar charge controller, but I've really hurt my back, so I can't get back in there and put that in. But it is hooked up to my, well, it will be hooked up to the Victron MPPT as well. But basically this is the information from the BMV, and it'll also give you your solar information if you've got that fitted as well. This section here is for my fuel tank, so eventually I will be disconnecting these, putting a faceplate over this to cover up the holes that are going to be in the wall, and then all my tank information for my LPG, my waste, my water will be on there. So instead of having all these different bits, it's all just under one unit. If we go into menu, so the kit, so I've got the basic kit. It comes with 2 temperature sensors that will give you, depending on where you put them, obviously I'm going to put one inside, one outside, so I get the internal, external temperature. I don't really show you those in the install too much, but they're a piece of cake. You just literally plug them into one of the boards, and that is it. If we go into settings, I am currently hooked up to Wi-Fi, which I will do a video on, but yeah, I want to test out the Wi-Fi properly first before I go and say it's really good or it's really crap or whatever. So yeah, GPS, again, I don't really show this in the install, but this kit does come with the GPS, so you can do geofencing. So I'll show you guys that in a second on my phone. But also, it comes with switching. So my kit comes with 4 relays. I think you can have more. I know they do like an advanced kit, or the MBC Mark II. It looks insane. It's a bigger screen, it's got CCTV, it does look good. There is more information than that on Mark's channel, Van, so check that out on there, because it does look the bee's knees, if I'm honest. But yeah, this is what I want to show you. So in a minute I'll show you how it connects up to your phone, and then I'll show you what I've done with these relays. There's so much more to it, and I need to explore further, but for now, let's just do the basics. Right, so this is inside of the VRM portal. I haven't explored this fully yet, but again, there's my battery information. So 95 point, oh, you get the 0.1. 95.1%, I don't think that's really that relevant. But this is what I'm talking about, the geofencing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus on this, but you set geofence, and then you can just literally draw a square. Right, so turn geofence on, and then you can zoom into the map. And let's say I'm in Ilford for the day. I don't know why I'd be in Ilford for the day. But you draw on a little rectangle. Use 2 fingers to move the map. You can resize that rectangle. Save. So now, you know, if I was to leave Ilford and if I was to leave wherever that is and drive off into Chigwell, I'd get some sort of alert that the van has moved. So that is a pretty cool feature. Now, I can't drive the van at the minute because I've put my back out, which is also why I can't plug that solar cable back in. So I will be testing that out further, but we're going away in a couple of weeks. We're going to the South Central Build get-together thing. So it'll be a good chance for me to test out my new Wi-Fi, test this out. Let me just show you again, look. Woohoo! I just think it looks cool in the wall. But yeah, so far, pretty pleased with it. Like I say, the install was really easy. The only thing that made it difficult for me is, one, I wanted it flush mounted in that panel, so I had to make a whole new control panel. So that's my fault. And then 2, my cabling is a mess, so you're going to see that. there's no point telling me in the comments. I know it's a mess. I will be sorting it out. It's on my to-do list after all of Emily's, you know, necessary additions to the van. But yeah, really pleased with it. Like I say, I'll stick all the links to where you can get this and where you can get more detailed information than I can give you in the video description below, because it is a very clever bit of kit. Right, so I've come back in the house. So we're in the house. Emily's busy away sewing, and I've got my phone with me so I can show you guys from in the house. So we'll just chuck that down there. Right, so if we now go back into the app, you want to be in VRM, select your device, and then it will connect, and then online portal. I think the geofence has come up in red because obviously I'm not anywhere near wherever I programmed it for before. But yeah, so from anywhere you can access all this information, and there's absolutely loads of settings. I mean, that's like consumption in the last 24 hours. You can change that for like the last 90 days, 30 days, this week, all sorts of stuff in there. And then you can go into your remote console, rotate your screen. Yeah, and then basically everything that you can access from the main board is now available in here. And so yeah, that's your settings menu, back to your device list. So there's the temperature sensor showing up, and then switching. Yeah, and I think that's just going to be easier if I just show you that working. But yeah, it's really cool. So basically you've now got remote access to your van and anything you've got connected up to your Raspberry from anywhere. Raspberry. That's what it's called.
What's your Raspberry?
Your Raspberry, isn't it?
Well, I think it's Raspberry is blind raspberry.
Right, okay, I'm going to show you guys the switching. Right, so this whole controlling the lights with my phone thing, it's just going to be, I think it's just going to be easier if I just show you what I mean. It's probably a bit too light actually for the camera to pick it up right now, so we'll just wait till it gets a bit darker.
What are you doing?
I'm just waiting for it to get dark so I can show them how this remote switching thing works.
Why don't you just do this?
Are you having a laugh?
I've just got the power.
You've got no power.
I've got the power!
Anyway, what I was trying to show you is this. So I just press it on my phone. Bang, lights on. So all controlled from the phone. So just to show you guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I click on there, and that's my lights coming on. So the idea being is when Emily's had a few...
Emily?
Emily?
Who's Emily?
Emily. She's my French friend.
Oh, is she
Emily.
now?
Emily. She's lovely. She's really nice.
Oh, good, yeah.
So no, the plan is, so when, say we've been, I don't know, sitting at someone else's van or whatnot, and we come back to our van, the problem we always have, especially with the cat, is kind of going, well, where are they? Can we open the door? Are they going to jump out? So with this, we'll just be able to get back to the van, bang, turn the lights on, look through the window, see where they are, and then be able to get in safely without letting them out. And it'll also help Emily not stumble up over the step. Well, it's true, isn't it?
No!
It is true.
Did the other one?
No, I haven't done the other ones yet.
Ah, Arthur job.
One.
Arthur.
Who's Arthur? So yeah, so I've got it all working as best I can for now. Like I say, there's still a lot I want to do with it, but yeah, I'm going to show you guys now how I've installed it. Right, good morning. If you're watching this, then it means you've seen the intro and I've got this installed and it all works. So yeah, I'm going to show you what comes in the box, how I think it's wired up, and like I say, if you've seen the intro, then I've got it right. It looks pretty simple, so yeah, let me show you what comes in the box, and then I'll show you what my plan is, and then we'll get it done, hopefully. It does look like a lot of wires, but it's all very simple. Now this is the screen. I've actually taken the back off, so that comes on there like one big unit, but I want to flush mount mine into this panel up here. Then you get this loom that comes off the back, and then it's got two connections there that are clearly marked up, one to your relay board, which is this board, and then another one that will go to your A2D board, which is this board. So that's just a case of plugging those in, and then your cable comes down to this thing, and then it looks pretty simple. Now these 2 wires weren't on it, they're my positive and neg that are going to go to my batteries, or via my fuse box to my batteries, so I've just put those on. But as far as I can tell, that's about all I've got to do to get it up and running. So it is literally, as Marky Boy says, plug and play. So I'm going to connect that up to my fuse box now, check that I've got power to the main unit, and then it'll just be a case of plugging these into my Victron kit. Yeah, and then we'll start dealing with these. These are the relays that I'm going to use for my lights, hopefully. Yeah, we'll give that a go. As always, it's electric, so I'm terrified that I'm going to blow up, but it's 12 volt. Should be alright, so yeah, let's crack on. So yeah, no idea if you can see me because I'm on the GoPro. We've still got that cracked screen, God knows what that's doing. But my electrics are all sighted under the bed, so it's a bit awkward. But I'm literally just going to connect this up to 12 volt now. I've shut off the supply from the battery to the fuse box, so it should be fine. Yeah, let's go from there. But I can't film too much because there's just no space. So I'm just going to whack a 5 amp fuse in there, and then we'll go around the front, back around the front of the van, turn the cut-off switch back on, and we should, I think, have power to the unit. So yeah, let's go do that. So I should be able to, I've got a little access point to my cut-off switch through this hole, so I should be able to flick this on, and hopefully this thing will fire up. Yes, there we go. I guess it takes a second to load on. Oh, upside down, never a good thing. Energy, MBC, loving the logo. And there we go, we're on. So now all I need to do then really is connect up my MPPT and my BMV. So that's pretty simple. I think that's just going to be a case of connecting one of these wires to one of these converters and then plugging it into the back of the unit. So let's do that. Everything with electrics, right, even these, it's just bloody fiddly. And I've got little hands, so I don't know how you blokes great sausage fingers do it, if I'm honest. Right, so they come all pre-made up, so all you got to do, plonk that in there, that end will go off to the unit, and then this end goes in your BMV and hopefully my MPPT. There's a little slot for those to fit in. And then it's the same for the MPPT, but mine is under there, so I need to crawl under there and get that one in, and then that's it, I think. So there's the grey cables coming up, connected up to the black USB converters, and then you've got 2 normal USBs on the end of each one of those, so one from the BMV and one from the MPPT, and then they just go straight into USB connectors on the back of this. And if you've still got your plastic box on, I think there's a gap, yeah, so if you just keep the plastic box on, there's little holes that they'll stick through, so dead simple. So yeah, we'll connect them in and then see what happens. Just gonna, oh, there we go. Boom, we're in. Right, so that's what my solar panel's doing. Oh look, you get this funky little line. And then we can start going into the menu. And what I want to do is find relays, switching. Yeah, relays. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up, and hopefully you've seen this at the beginning, I'm going to start connecting some of my lights to these relays. So I can switch the lights on and off via this, and also hopefully via my phone. But you'll know by now if I've achieved that or not, so we'll see. Right, so the next thing I want to try and do then is disconnect this switch, disconnect these bedroom spotlights from this switch. I'll need to connect them into this little green thing. I'm not sure what it's called. And then that, or once the wires are in, that'll plug into one of these little relay connection point things. So I've got my little wiring diagram out of my electric, so I've took the fuse out of that one and I've turned it off anyway. And then if I go by these instructions, I want it to be off until switched on via the MBC. So I need NO. So on here, I'll try my best to show you. On here, come on, focus. It sort of says NO or NC for each one. So that's NO4 because this is the fourth one. So this one it says NO1, NC1. Right, so I'll have a single wire going into the common, and I'll have one wire going into NO, so not NC. So I need to connect into this then on the left hand one and the middle one. So put my wires into left hand one, middle one, plug it in there, bang, job's a good one, I think. We'll give that a go. So as much as electrics for me, if you followed the build series, you'll know it's been like the scariest, easily the hardest part for me to get my head around. But it is the part I've enjoyed the most because I've just learnt so much. Right, so MBC back on. Currently the bedroom spotlights are off, which is what I was expecting. So we'll let this thing fire up again, and then I should be able to just switch them on through here. Smart logo again, loving it. Right. Woohoo! My smart logo, loving it. So we go to, press that, menu. Switch in, relay 4 on, spotlights on. Right, good morning. Day 2 of this install. Now the reason it's taking so long is because yesterday it got to like 37 degrees, so I just gave up. It was too hot, ridiculously hot. I can't cope in 37 degrees. So I'll show you where I'm at. It's an absolute mess. Today's Saturday, so Emily will be about, so hopefully she doesn't see it. But yeah, so yeah, it looks like a bit of a mess, but this is, I've got the panel removed, took all the connections out, marked everything up so I know what it is. And then yeah, this is to go back in. Now the reason it looks such a mess is purely because I want to rearrange my control panel. So the plan is, so I've made up a new front board. Let me try and show you. And the reason being is because I want the screen, one-handed, I want the screen to sit flush in the board like that. On the back of the screen, there's like, I've cut a hole a couple of mil bigger than this silver raised bit there. So that black bit sits flush on the front of the panel, and then what my plan is where I've got these little bolts, I'm going to make 2 little plywood battens that go across like that, or across like that, I don't know, yeah, across like that. Take these bolts out, and then I should just be able to drill a hole in those battens and then bolt them through, and that'll hold that in place. And then it is just a simple case then of housing everything. So I need to find somewhere to house like these bits. Yeah, and then wiring it all in neatly. Morning. So
I've got the bank card.
yeah, I know, I've put that in your hand because you need to go to Screwfix. I need some butt connectors. And some bolts and a couple of drill bits. The click and collect's done, all you've got to do is go.
Like big butts and I cannot lie.
What do you like?
Like big butts and I cannot lie.
So Emily's butt cam is making an appearance again. She's going to go to Screwfix for me and get me some bits and pieces that I need.
Yeah, I'm on it. Don't worry.
Right, so while Emily's going to Screwfix for me, I'm going to start running all the cables and get all of this basically in position. So when she gets back, all I should have to do is connect it all up, check it works, take the panel back off, paint it, screw it all back together. Jobs are good enough.
So I'm on my way to Screwfix again, but I'm going to get myself a little treat. I've seen that Costa is now open on the island, so I'm going to go and get myself a little frappuccino. Don't tell Louise. We have the coffee! That's good news. So the way that I see it is that Louise can't sort her shit out and I have to go to Screwfix 1,000,001 times while she's building up one thing. So I think it's only fair that I get a little treat. Even though we are saving, I suppose this will be the last one. Ish. Oh, worst bit of filming ever. I'm sorry, people. Delivery!
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
That's okay. Pleasure. Oh, I gotta go.
You got to go, what, you need a what?
I just take the cover.
You need a poo? You got to go 'cause you need a poo?
Yeah.
Show me the little poo dance you're doing.
I need a poo.
Off you go then. My wife. Right, so... It's always a car. Right, so now Emily's back, all I've got left to do for a minute is connect up the lights that I've got on the relay. So I need to chop that cable, extend it, because I've now put the relay board down by the batteries, whereas before it was on a switch there. So I need to extend that cable, run it down to the relay board. Right, I know the filming's not great, but the trouble is the GoPro's broke, I've lost the camera, the tripod broke while we was in the Peak District, so this is my... I'm just having to make makeshift tripod stands as I go. But hopefully it's all making sense to you guys. We'll see. So now, yeah, that's running down through there. I'm just going to go and connect it up to that. So I've got that coming out the back, so I'm just going to go and connect it back up to that, plug it back in, fire it all back up, and then it's just a case of a bit of paint and fitting it all back up together. Everyone's a winner. Right guys, that is it from us this week. We're really pleased with it, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Emily, she thinks it's cool that it's got our logo on it.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and she can turn the lights off and off from anywhere, so you're pretty impressed with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I will put all the links to Mark's channel, Ivan, the MBC shop, the relevant Instagrams and whatnot in the video description, because it will give you guys more information. But yeah, that's about it, isn't it?
Yes.
So we will... We've got a load of jobs to do in the van. Like I say, I've put my back out, so maybe you can help with those. Yeah?
I'll make you the coffee.
She'll make me the coffee. And we will see you guys next week. Oh, please do consider you haven't done your bits.
Oh, thumbs up!
Subscribe, ding the bell, yada yada yada, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.